to Empower Black Doula. My name is Keisha. I am a birth and postpartum doula, childbirth educator, and mentor. Before we get into this video, if you guys are ever interested in my mentorship program, I offer birth and postpartum mentorship. You can click the link below to sign up for your Zoom session, 15-minute Zoom session. So we can do like a little discovery call and we can just talk about where you see yourself going as far as your doula career goes, and we can just have a conversation. The link is in my bio. So today's video is going to be about how to prep for a VBAC. So if you are a mom that is wanting to do a VBAC, this video was absolutely made for you to help you prep for it. So let's get into the video. So 5 ways to prep your body for a VBAC. So number one way that I always suggest to anybody that's looking to prep for a VBAC is make sure you see a chiropractor. That is extremely important. If you have like a misalignment in your hips, if you're experiencing lower pelvic pain, if you are experiencing lower back pain, a chiropractor is just amazing in general for you for your pregnancy. But for a VBAC, it helps prep you and your pelvis for birthing a baby. So 100% make sure you see a chiropractor, okay? Number 2, pelvic floor therapy. If any of you guys are watching this video and you were at my last Black Doula Tour, if you don't know what Black Doula Tour is or what my Black Doula Tour is, it's basically where I invite speakers on and we go around the world and we are educating them on different topics. The last one, we had a occupational therapist that specialized in tongue-tied speaking. I spoke about just childbirth, and then we had a pelvic floor therapist, and that pelvic floor therapist being there helped educate me on tons of things that I had no idea about. So if you suffer from any tightness in your pelvic area, it's not normal. And you may have known people that have had that type of pain, but it's not normal. If you have endometriosis, PCOS, if you suffer from any trauma in your pelvic area, pelvic floor therapy is for you. So if you are looking to prep for a VBAC, pelvic floor therapy, 100%. See a pelvic floor therapist, see a chiropractor. Make sure you are prepping your body for what's to come. Number 3, make sure you have a really supportive care team. Make sure your OB is supportive. And there's certain ways that you know that your OB is actually supportive. I actually wrote a workbook where I have questions on and like informations on VBAC and stuff like that, questions you can ask your provider and things like that in there. The link will be in the bio as well. But what I want you to do is ask your provider specific questions that you know that you need answers to. First of all, how many successful VBACs have you attended? I know they like to push this notion that once a C-section, always a C-section. Absolutely not. It's not true. Just ask certain questions. In that workbook, I have those questions in that book. So if you purchase the workbook, it's on Amazon. It will tell you all the questions you need to ask your provider, but make sure you ask them questions and find a really sort of supportive provider. Most, if not all, out-of-hospital midwives will support you very well with a VBAC. But when you go through, a traditional OB or you go to a midwife in a hospital, a lot of times they sound supportive in the beginning, and then literally towards the end of your pregnancy, they start talking C-section immediately. Like I'll say around that like 36, 37 mark, the conversation shifts. And then eventually a lot of women end up just going ahead and getting a repeat C-section because of that. So make sure from the very start you find a supportive provider. That is so important. I can't stress that enough. Number 4, make sure to hire a doula and or a midwife, but both, okay? I know some people like to believe that for whatever reason you don't need a doula if you get a midwife, and that is not the case. You need both. A midwife will not be able to provide you with that continuous physical and emotional labor support that a doula will be able to do. She has her medical hat on. She can't do both. She can't do both, you know? She could be there just a little bit, pop in just a little bit, but she's not meant to do both. So make sure you hire a doula. And also your doula is going to prep you for birth. Your doula is going to provide you with ways to get your body ready for birth and all those amazing things. So make sure you hire a doula and or midwife, but both favorably both. And last but not least, make sure to speak with a therapist to unpack any trauma you may have from your previous birth experience or your previous C-section or whatever the case may be. I know there are so many different reasons why people have C-sections. I know that some people go into an emergency C-section and ends up traumatic. I know some people that are induced because their provider told them it was a great idea to be induced, and then it turns into a traumatic experience. So I always think it's important to unpack that with a therapist. You can unpack it with your doula as well, or your spouse, or whatever the case may be, but unpacking it with a therapist is also very, very important. That's just my opinion. Do as you please, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, guys, that is 5 ways to prep for a VBAC, coming from me as a doula. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please interact with this post, comment, like, make sure to share with your family, your friends, whatever the case may be. This is going to help my channel grow, and my overall goal is to continue to push out content and to reach 1,000 subscribers so that I can start getting monetized. So thank you guys again. Have a wonderful day. Bye.